You asked, and we're here to provide it. This is about all of you sitting in the seats.
No. I was just here for this.
Okay, so entrepreneurship, it's simplified. You only really need two things. One, stop overthinking and start doing. Right? That's the classic. A distressed seller doesn't need perfect. They just need you. Okay?
All right.
And you'll figure it out as you go, and we will do it with you. The only roadblock is your own fears. So that's what this meeting is about. We're going to jumpstart you guys, okay? So
like you said, just keep
you really can't miss this. So Beth, with popular demand, because we sold out in the spring, giving his time, his expertise, and making sure you are successful, let me introduce to you our own Eric Vandegrift.
Where are we at?
That has to be one of his students.
How are we all doing tonight? Who has real property? Who has properties? Who doesn't have anything yet? Who wants to get started? How do we get started, right? That's what we're all here for.
I'm okay.
Maybe?
Well, then I had all of last week. I did this one,
Is this thing on?
and then I did the whole week from August of everybody they had.
All right, first we got to start with the disclaimer, right? There's no guarantee that you're going to make any money in this game, right? Statistics show that most people give up. Why do we give up? Well, that's what I'm here for, so you don't give up, right? This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you're looking for the get-rich-quick scheme, play the lottery. See what your chances are there, right? This is a legitimate business. You must treat it as a business. If you don't, it's not going to work. You must work hard at doing this, and you must invest time and money in your marketing, yourself, and your skills. Right? Results will vary. There's no guarantees for anybody. Who's ready? Who wants to go? This is Investing 101. Let's get started doing this. What do we need to do? Okay? Are you a new investor? You want to jumpstart your career? You're looking for a change? What are you looking for? What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? You want new tool sets? You want new skills? Okay? This is what I'm going to offer you. Personal one-on-one coaching, asset protection, and land trust. Now, do I do all that? No, the only thing I do is personal one-on-one coaching. Asset protection, we teach you that as you go along. And the land trust, we teach you that as you go along. There's other people involved with that. But as you go along and you need something, this is where we get involved. What does all this mean? Well, that's what we're going to cover, right? So, welcome, okay? This is everything that we're going to cover. Now, is it everything we're going to cover tonight? No. Can't cover it all. Right? But what I like to cover is what they don't tell you in real estate. Everyone says, wow, this is great, get rich, and blah, 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 right? What aren't they telling you? Everyone says, hey, buy my system, pay me $15,000, pay me $20,000, pay me $50,000. But what aren't they telling you? I'm going to tell you everything they don't tell you. Okay? What this is not, beliefs. We're going to cover beliefs. We're going to cover excuses, who, what, where, when, how, and why. Everyone's got them. Why don't we get started? Okay? Who are your enemies in this room? Who are your enemies? That's a big one. Right? What are your limitations? You have to find out what your limitations are. If you can't define what your limitations are, you're going to have a hard time in this business. Everyone's got limitations. You got to know your limitations, right? Okay, money. Do I need money to get started? Everyone says, I don't have any money. Okay. What do you need to know to get started? How do we get started? Failure, is it a thing? Absolutely, failure is a thing. Right? It's the biggest fear people have right there. How do you change your way of thinking? That's the big one. You got to change the way you think right now. Right? How to overcome your own fears, what's your comfort level, what's your trust, what your beliefs are, your myths to overcome, and how to set goals, education, and motivation. What are we on to? This is a big one right here. I'm going to cover this one. If you can't change the way you think, you're gonna have a hard time in this whole system. You need to change the way you think, the way you operate, everything you've learned, you need to unlearn it. And why do I say that? Because everyone's gonna tell you, you can't do this. That's illegal. It's what you know. You have to go to the bank, you have to use a realtor, you cannot do it. Industry experts, who are supposed to be experts in this, are going to tell you that. I can't get in real estate right now because I don't have any money. I need to learn. I've had people sitting in this audience, still learning 2 years later and still haven't bought a property, still haven't went out and found anything. I'm still learning. You know what? You're not going to learn. You're never going to have it. You're never going to know it all. Because just as soon as you do, you know what happens? They change the game. The government changes the laws. So now what do you got to do? You got to relearn everything all over again. We're still learning. I'm learning. Mike and Alice are learning. Anna's still learning. The game changes all the time, right? And the next one, I'm afraid. Who's afraid? Okay? It's a big one. Well, guess what? I'm going to take all those fears away. Okay? What are your limitations? Well, you got to know your limitations. Okay? You create your own limitations. Your limitations are in your mind. I've had people tell me, I can't do that. I could never do what you're doing. Okay, you're right. You just set your own limitations. You can't do it. I can't change your mind. If you think you can, you think you can't. Either way, you're not wrong. That's a quote from Henry Ford. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? If you set those limitations, it's hard to help you. Fears of investing. Everyone's got these fears. Okay? Studies have shown 50 to 90% of startup businesses fail in the first few years. You want to be one of those? Okay? My biggest critic, one of my biggest critics, was my father-in-law. I loved the guy. He was a great guy. But he said, Dawn and I said, we're going to get in real estate. First thing he said was, don't do that. I've tried it. It didn't work. You're going to lose. And what did that do to us? It already set in our mind, oh my gosh, right? We're going to lose. We're going to fail. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Well, then we found this great organization called RIA. And what did that do? It changed their whole mindset. Okay? What if I fail? Good. Fail. We all have. Every one of us. Every investor in here, if they tell you they didn't fail at anything, they're lying. But I can probably 99.99% guarantee you they're not going to tell you they've never failed at anything. Because we have. And we've made mistakes. But that's what we're here for. To keep you from making the same mistakes we made. And that's our whole purpose. We don't want to see you make those mistakes. Now, if we say, don't do this, and you do it, shame on you. But if we say, do this, then that's a pretty good indication. Well, I think I can do that. Right? Now, I like to cover failure a lot. Why do I like to cover this? Because it makes you think. It changes the way you think, right? Don't confuse failure with laziness. If you fail, good. But if you're lazy and don't do anything, that's failure in itself. Right? So, why do I say it's good to fail? Failure is the opportunity to reevaluate a better way of doing something. Now, I don't want to see you fail and lose money. But are you gonna fail at doing something? Absolutely. Okay, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? What can I do something, how can I change that to make it better? So I don't make that mistake again. Right? Edwin, have you ever failed? And what'd you do? Learn from it, move on, right? Move on. Let's move on. Edwin's one of my students. And he's killing it right now. Okay? So, there's nothing wrong with failure. The difference between an expert and a beginner is the expert's failed more times than a beginner's even tried. If you fail to try, you've already failed before you even tried, right? Thomas Edison failed over 2,000 times trying to invent the light bulb. And he said, I have not failed, but I found 10,000 ways on how to not make a light bulb. It's really that simple. Failure is the first attempt in learning. So it's, what is stopping you right now from getting started? Okay, let's move on. That's all the bad stuff on this. But I like to cover this because this is the fears people have of getting started. Too many times I see, what if I fail? I don't have money. I don't have this. I can't do that. Yes, you can. That's why we're here, right? Who are your enemies? Well, let me tell you your biggest one. Go home and look at the mirror.
Yourself.
You're going to be your biggest roadblock. You yourself. Then your second ones are going to be your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your husband, your wife, any cousins, relatives, because they're going to say, you can't do this. You can't do it that way. You can't. And is it true that you can't? Or is it they don't understand how you're doing it? What's the right answer? Because you're going to say, but I learned I can do this. And they're going to say, no, you can't do it that way. You have to go to the bank. You have to borrow the money from the bank to buy this house. You have to use a title company. You have to use, and why do they say that? That's all they know. That's it. But they're looking down this path this way, and they can't expand out. That's the way you were taught. That's the way they were taught. They taught you, that's all you know. Well, we're going to show you a whole another way of opening things up, right? So what are the myths in this business? I can't do real estate right now because I don't have any money. Well, guess what? Anyone in here ever had a house given to them for free? Sandy, raise your hand. There you go. Absolutely free. What was the value of that house?
Oh my gosh. If it's done completely correct, over 300.
House, just signed over. Here you go, yours. Take it. Anyone here have a house given to them at a very low discount price? Look at the hands in here. Anyone have a house given to them for less than $1,000? Between 1,000 and 5,000? How about 30,000? You know? Yeah. So you look around and say, wait a minute, where can you find a house for $30,000? Well, that's the easy part. You just have to know where to look and how to look. So you want to buy the house. Wow, 30 grand. There's only one problem, right? What's that problem? I don't have $30,000. Why don't we show you where to get that $30,000, right? I need to learn. I need to keep learning. I don't know. What's the next steps? Okay? I don't have the paperwork. What if we give you all that? Then what's your excuse? Right? How about public speaking? Who's afraid of public speaking? Oh, we got a few people in there. Right? Okay, what it is you're not afraid of public speaking. Will you walk up to a stranger and talk to a total stranger? Will you make a conversation? How about you're sitting in a bar having a drink, sipping on an adult beverage, and you turn to the person next to you and you start talking to them? Are you afraid of that? No. So why would you be afraid of public speaking? Well, what Michael Davis has found is people aren't afraid of public speaking, they're afraid of public humiliation. You're not afraid to speak to other people. You're afraid of humiliation, that you may do or say something stupid and incriminate yourself. Well, you know what? I do that all the time. What I've learned is I don't care. When you stop caring what other people think, your whole attitude changes. Why are you worried about what other people think? You think President Trump is worried about what people are saying about him? Wow. No, I don't think so. Okay? So, again, you need to change the way you think. Once you do that, fear goes away. Life gets easier. When life gets easier, money starts flowing your way. Who's an investor in here? Who's not an investor? Who wants to be an investor? All right. Everyone in here should be an investor, whether you are or not. If that's what your goal is, your new goal in life is I am an investor. Why? If you think you're not, you're not. If you think you are, it doesn't matter if you are or not. You become what you think. You are going to start following your own actions of what you think and believe. Can't do that, the road's going to be harder. But once you start believing, I'm an investor. Well, I'm an investor, but my first thing is I'm a real estate problem solver. I solve problems in real estate. Then I invest. Second. So start believing in yourself. And when you start believing in yourself, everything follows. So when someone asks you, what do you do for a living? I'm an investor. I'm a real estate investor. I'm a real estate problem solver. Every time. Doesn't matter what your second job is. Your first job now is I'm an investor. I'm a real estate problem solver. Your second job may be the one paying the bills right now. But that's all right. And why do I say that? Because when you start talking, you start acting, you start interacting with other people, a year from now, 2 years from now, someone's going to remember that and give you a call and say, hey, I got a house for sale. Can you help me? This is a big one. This is another big one. Do not chase every shiny penny that's flashed in your face. Okay? Pick one thing, become an expert at it. Once you're an expert, then branch out. It's kind of like when you're investing and you're talking to your financial investor and they say, hey, I got money to invest, right? Now, eventually they're going to tell you to diversify, but they don't want you to put everything, you know, you don't want to take 10 cents here, and 10 cents here, and 10 cents here, and 10 cents here. You want to start with one thing, become an expert, and move on. McDonald's did not start with salads and coffee. They started with a burger, right? Perfected that burger, and then they added to the menu. They did not have the apple pies when they first started out. They became an expert, and they moved on. Do it well, then branch out. Now, let's find that house. Okay, now that we got your mindset and we know what we're gonna do, now we have to start looking for properties, right? How do we look for properties? Okay, bandit signs. Everyone's seen them driving around. You're driving around. I buy houses. You see these signs all over. I buy houses. We pay all cash. We buy houses. They work. Now, one of my favorite. I've got a few of my own favorites, but you know what? They work. I've got, a couple of my students are doing it. They're working good. Driving for dollars. Anyone know what driving for dollars is? Okay. So a couple things is you can pay people to do it, or you can do it yourself. Just drive around, look for the properties with the tallest weeds, the yards that aren't taken care of, the busted windows, all the crap in the yard. We're going to target those. What else do we have? Yellow letters. Send out a yellow letter. Dear John, I want to buy your house. And we send out letters. Now we're going to target certain people. Who are we going to target? Well, we may target. What are you doing there? Keeps blinking up at me, or I'm hitting a button, right? So we're going to target certain people. Maybe divorced people, people getting divorced. We're going to target probates, deaths, anything like that. But we are going to target people. For sale by owners. This is how I got started. I started targeting for sale by owners. I went and knocked on their door. I want to buy your house. Why are they selling it for sale by owners? Well, there's a couple of reasons they do for sale by owners. One, they do for sale by owners is because they don't want to pay the realtor fees. They think that, well, if I sell it myself, I don't have to pay for the realtor fees. Well, you know what? The people that end up selling for sale by owners to get out of the realtor fees usually end up losing more money than if they went with a realtor, but they don't want to cover the fees. Well, their loss, okay, it's my gain. The other for sale by owners is they can't sell their house with a realtor because the realtor is going to come in and say, well, let's see, you got the fuses, and now it's required to have circuit breakers before you sell the house, and you have this and you have that, and oh, well, wait a minute, you should slap a coat of paint on that, and, well, how about fixing the holes in the walls? So, now, does that mean a realtor can't sell it? No, a realtor can't sell it, but they're now limited to their audience. And of course, those people, everyone wants to make top dollar, right? Well, I want $200,000 for that house. Well, Dawn and I found a house that we want, and it's in a $250,000 neighborhood, but the place is totally gutted, and the guy told me, well, I want $200,000 for that house. And I'm like, well, dude, yeah, the house isn't even worth $50,000. But he thinks he owns the Taj Mahal. Everyone owns the Taj Mahal. Okay? So word of mouth works good, doesn't it, Edwin? Didn't you just get a lead? From something you did a year ago, right? Word of mouth. I'm an investor. You start thinking you're an investor today, guess what? It follows you. I get people that just call me out of the blue. Hey, heard you buy houses. Hey, how'd you find my number? Oh, I got it from so-and-so. Right, great. It works. Facebook, Craigslist, I kind of steer away from those today because there's too many scams going on. It's still a possible thing, but I don't do that so much anymore. Pre-foreclosure is a good one. Tax liens is a good one, and personal issues, divorces, probates, anything like that, right? So those are ways we can find houses. Right? What do we do with the house once we find it? So say, hey, I can get this house $30,000, but there's only one problem. I'm just $30,000 short. So what do we do with it from there? Well, guess what? We sell it. We wholesale it. We put it out and say, Mr. Moody, I got this house. You interested in buying it? And he says, absolutely. I also come here and I say, Anna, Mike, anyone else, got this house. I partner with a lot of people in here. Anyone interested in this house? It's a good deal. And they say, yeah, let me take a look at it. We go to the people that flip, say, we got this house. Be a good flip. You interested? Yes. Okay. Now we put money in your pocket. We wholesale it to somebody, put money in your pocket. Now, when we do that, I don't want to see you driving a new car next week. Right? No new cars. We take that money, put it aside, go find another one, take that money, put it aside. Then when we have enough money, now the next one that comes along, that's a great deal. I think we're going to keep it for me, right? This is how we get you started. It's not that hard. Okay? Get comfortable being uncomfortable, because at first, it is very uncomfortable. Is it not? It is. It's scary, right? Where's some people? Douglas, is it comfortable? Was you comfortable at first? No. I mean, it's.
I was comfortable, but I was comfortable, but I was scared, but didn't show it. I'd say that.
Yeah. It is. It's scary. When I first got started, it was scary. Was it not, Kinsey? It was, right? But is it now?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. So you're not totally there yet, right? But Edwin, is it scary now? Not at all. Once you've been good, once you've done it enough, it's like, oh, okay, hey, let's do this. It's no big deal, right? So you're not selling a product. So if you go knock on someone's door, it's not like you're selling them a vacuum cleaner where they're going to slam the door on their face. Now, I used to say, okay, no one's ever slammed the door on my face, which they haven't, but yet I know someone that have had the door slammed on their face. It happens. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? Who cares? Right? You're not selling a product. What you're doing is you're buying their house. So when you stop worrying about what other people think, then it doesn't matter. Don't you hate it when those guys come knocking on your door and they want to convert you to this other religion? So what do? You slam the door on their face, right? But what are they doing right? They're not afraid to knock on your door. So why would you be afraid? It's a cause you believe in. They are doing something right. So what's stopping you? When you're talking to people, these are some phrases you never want to. Okay. Can't. Just eliminate that from your vocabulary. Can't do that. I can't do that. Yes, I can. Yes, you can. Now, there's a difference between can't and I don't want to do that. But eliminate that. When you're talking to people, so how do you stop that? How do you curb your vocabulary when you're talking to people and you lose your train of thought and okay, it doesn't sound good. So how do we stop that bad behavior? Pause. Give it a break. Think about it. I'm in the middle of a sentence and I just paused. Your mind goes faster than you talk. So if you stop and pause for a second, then you can continue on with the conversation without saying, and now you sound more professional. It's a skill, you have to learn it, but when it starts to flow, it starts to happen, it just continues on. And you break bad habits. To be honest with you, or I wouldn't lie to you, what's the first thing that people think when you say, well, to be honest with you?
They think you're lying.
Right? Wait, now, they may not think that, but their brain is processing. You mean you've been lying to me now? Well, just to be honest with you, or I wouldn't lie to you, but you were before that, right? But you're not gonna now? So, there's certain phrases you want to eliminate. You know?
Okay.
No, I don't know. So, what do we do from here? Well, I don't have contracts. How do I make offers? How do I talk to people? That's what we cover. Creative financing, creative offers, contracts. I have all that for you. I can give you everything. Okay, so the all cash offer, and everyone knows about this, is ARV, which is after repair value, so it's all fixed up. You multiply it by 70%. So if the house was in perfect condition, and let's use $100,000, $100,000 house, we're gonna times it by 70%. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. You can offer them $70,000 for that house, right? But now you're supposed to subtract repair cost. Well, as a wholesaler, and you're first getting started, how do you estimate repair cost? That's hard to do. And Mr. Moody can probably tell you that wholesalers are terrible at estimating cost.
They're lying. And they're lying about the value.
They lie about the value. So I'd like to offer people lowball offers when it comes to a cash offer. Let's just throw out, I'll offer you $20,000 for that house. Now, is that an insulting offer to somebody? Absolutely it is, right? How do you offer someone $20,000 for a house without insulting them? It's all in how you talk to somebody. When you're talking to somebody, I want to, I'd really like to offer you more money. But it's going to take a lot of money to fix this house up. I can't even begin to estimate how much it's going to cost. And the banks aren't going to loan me any money on the condition of this house because it won't even pass inspections. And all I have and all I can come up with is $20,000. I feel really bad about offering this to you, but this is all I can give you. Now, did I insult them? Nicely. Now, but I didn't just throw away, well, here's 20 grand, that's all I know. No. So you insult, it's an insulting offer, but the way you present it is in a professional manner. And some people say, well, I really can't take that. Well, I understand. But you know how many people have come back and said, okay, I'll take that offer? More than you think. And you're going, oh my gosh, what just happened? Now what? Where do I get 20 grand? Woo! Well, that's the easy part. It really is. Hey, I got this great house. I want to sell it for 30. Who wants to buy it? That $20,000 offer that you just made somebody, you're now going to sell it for $30,000. That's the easy part. Sounds hard, but it's really not. So, where do we go from here, right? You need to treat this like a job. If you're going out wholesaling and you're getting started, doesn't matter what avenue you pick, how you pick it, okay? You need to treat this like a job, like a second job. If you don't, it's not gonna go anywhere. If you say, I'm gonna commit 5 hours a week to my real estate business, then you need to commit 5 hours a week. If you say, I'm gonna commit 10 hours, then you need to commit that time to do it. You can't sit there and say, well, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do this. No. Do you tell your employer right now, well, I can't come in today because, well, I can't commit? No. If they schedule you for 40 hours a week, you're gonna go in for 40 hours a week, right? If you're working for yourself and you schedule yourself 20 hours, you better put in 20 hours. This is why people fail. Because they say I'm gonna do this, but they don't commit to themselves. But you'll commit to somebody else. Now granted, you're getting a paycheck from someone else. And you're not getting a paycheck from yourself yet. But has that paycheck paid off for you, Edwin? Many times over. Better than your employer pays you? It's hard to see the results at first. But once that train starts rolling, you're not going to stop it. So the biggest thing, when you commit, you need to do it. No excuses. No, I'll do it tomorrow. Well, I'll put in twice as many hours tomorrow. No. You can talk to my wife how much I'm home, and she'll tell you. Because I'm out working more than I'm home. But I commit to it, I do it, and it pays off. Now, when she tells me I have to be home, then I'm home.
Aw, good husband.
Right?
Good guy.
She's laughing.
So for you new investors, do you know that everything you do is tax deductible? Anything you buy in real estate is tax deductible. Any mile that you drive, if you drove here and you're tracking your mileage, that's tax deductible. You can't do this working for your 9-to-5 job. You can't deduct anything. The government automatically deducts their money from your paycheck, but there's nothing you can deduct from it. When you're self-employed and you have a business, you can deduct everything before you even pay your taxes. Then what's left is then you pay Uncle Sam. And I try to make sure there's nothing left, right? That trip that Anna has planned in December, that's tax deductible. So I write the check out, I go on that, that's a business trip, right? That's that much money less that I have to pay taxes on that the government gets. Little tricks you'll learn as we go along. But, all right, so what do you get if you sign up for my class? Okay, you get personal one-on-one coaching. First off, it's a 6-week course every Monday. Why do I do that? Okay. Every time, and I've been to these classes before, you sit there for a whole weekend, they take a fire hose, shove it down your throat, and blast all this information out to you, and you're like, all right, and you're all pumped up, and it's like, let's do this, and as soon as you get home, you forgot everything except maybe 10% of what they told you. Well, now, wow, how do I get started? What do we say again? Where do we go from here? I break it down into a 6-week course, a couple hours a night. Then I'm going to give you homework. I'm going to show you how to find them, where to find them, what to say, and we'll go more in details, and when to do it. And then you come back the next week and you're going to have your list of properties that you're going to go door knocking on, or you're going to send letters out, or you're going to one way or the other. But I'm gonna show you how to find them, where to find them, who to talk to. Then we're gonna set up an appointment. Well, guess what? I'm going with you. So now there's no fear in it, right? Who's afraid now? Put your hand out. Still no fear in it. So we're going door knocking. We're going out with you. We're going on negotiations. I'm going to give you all the contracts. I'm going to show you how to fill them out. Who to talk to, when to talk to them, when to say. Let's go door knocking. Let's go talk to these people. Let's set it up. And you say, oh wow, got this deal, now what? I'm going to find the money for you. I'm going to fund it. Or we're going to wholesale it. But something's going to happen.
Those people are in this room.
Yeah. These are people that have done deals. Oh, look at there. Sandy. Right? Edwin. A couple of them already left. Where'd Kinsey go? Here's Douglas. Here's Scott. We had a couple more that are sitting right here. Keisha, she just left. Daniel, he just left. What are they leaving early for?
We got kids.
They got kids. Okay. Here's some statistics. Out of every, I used to do this for free. I used to teach people for free. Out of every person I've ever taught for free, only one person has ever took action. One. Raise your hand, Sandy. She's the only person.
I was your guinea pig. I was the first class.
Okay?
Sorry.
Out of every person that has paid for the class, I've had less than 10% not take action. 90% of all the students have actually done deals. Actually, I think it's over 90%, but there are still a few people who have not done anything. I don't know why they took the class.
That's a good average. That's excellent.
That's good.
Yeah. I take all the fear out of everything for you. So there's no excuses not to do anything.
In fact, can I say this about you? I had a property that was a subject to, which you'll learn all about that. And we couldn't get the client out, the resident, not because he was being stubborn, he just, his problem needed a little bit of assistance. And I was uncomfortable, and Eric went to go confront that situation. Actually, him and my husband. And it was taken care of, there was no violence or anything. It turned out to be a very simple situation. And I called Eric, how's everything? He's like, fine. He's out. It's all good. Don't worry. So, I mean, Eric will step in to help you because he wants to see you succeed. He wants to see us succeed. And that's why he's like the #1 mentor and coach and property investor in my book, in my mind, and help, because he does care. You're not going to find anybody better. I don't believe it.
I'm on speed dial.
And I'm not getting paid for that.
I'm on speed dial for all my students. And some other instructors that do this, how many, they limit your life, they call them lifelines or life calls, 3, maybe 6 calls. And once you use up those 6 calls, then you're pretty much done with them.
He answers the calls at 5 a.m. Not that you're not going to do that. You don't do that.
Edwin does. Edwin calls me at 5 a.m.
Yeah, he gets up that early.
And he still calls me today. He's been doing it for, what, going on 2 years now? He still calls me today and I still answer my phone. Still talk to him. Not going to cut anyone off.
I just want to be very, very generous with his time and resources. You will not find a better local mentor than Eric. He really is generous with how he helps people.
So anyone who signs up for my class, which starts this Monday, this coming Monday, gets a free bus tour tonight.
Hey.
Alright. That's
All
true.
right.
Yeah. For students, I think students, we'll take them out and show them there.
That's big, that's huge.
That's $100 off right there.
Sign up tonight
But worth thousands.
and get a free bus tour this weekend
A bus tour with investors.
with investors. Class starts Monday,
Your question.
and you will learn how to find properties. Any questions?
How's that much? You went to hall for 6 months.
Yeah.
It's a classroom.
No questions?
So class starts this Monday?
This Monday,
What time and place?
6 to 8 at the Wilson Building on Alexis Road. And sign up sheets are back there.
They're on the back of your bus tour.
They're on the back of the bus tours. And it doesn't take long to find a house. Get you started after the course. Actually, April was in the course. And we weren't even done with the course and she brought one in with probably, I think it was week 3 or week 4, one of my students.
Online.
That was long gone.
Oh, fine.
That was in Sandusky. She lives in Sandusky. She came here, took the class. I think week 3 or 4, she came in and said, "Hey, I got this deal." Yes, she did. She made a little over $40,000 on that deal.
Wow. Wasn't she a dentist?
And yeah, she's a dentist.
Well, she surpassed her profession. Anybody not there? She's a what?
April was a dentist.
So she is.
Yep, looking to get into real estate investing.
Looking to get more bucks for less hours.
Yep, because her dentist practice, she bought herself into a job. Now she had employees that she had to, cover and this and that. Now, is this a job? Yes, it starts as a job. Okay? Now, for me, it is not a job. It is a way of life. I get up every day. I am excited to do this. I love doing it. And it's not a job anymore. Do I still work? Yeah, it's work. Okay, if anyone ever tells you that you'll never work again a day of your life, they're lying to you. But it's bought Dawn and I a lifestyle that we never had. We go out and eat probably 4 nights a week, probably more than she wants to, because we're always out, but the business pays for it. Doesn't cost anything out of our pocket, and we don't eat at McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's. So we're out having nice meals with a few adult beverages. So our bar bill, or not our bar bill, our restaurant bill for the week is more than our house payment. And we don't have a house payment. So it's go on vacations. Do what we want when we want. Yes, we still have jobs. But it's a lifestyle now.
It doesn't feel like work either.
No, it's not.
It's like helping people.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what we do.
These
So
people are your friends.
I'm more, and like I said, I'm a real estate problem solver, so it's more helping people than it's quality of life. Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? I can help get you there. And if that's it, then see you tonight at Door Street Cafe.